I was requested to speak at the function to introduce the creator and to provide a backdrop that could place the furniture creations in their proper context, a real tall order when we look at the prolific contributions of Gajanan Upadhyaya over a career that spans 5 decades, and his professional experience coincides with the history of design in India and that of NID. I took a few minutes to ponder the question in the morning before the talk and jotted down a few key thoughts that could guide my comments about my colleague of more than 40 years at NID. Yes, we do go a long way together. In the same department and teaching some courses together and working on many joint projects, but still keeping our own separate identities and in some cases points of view that differed in many ways. Whichever way I look at GU, as we have fondly called him, both his students and faculty deeply respect him for his work, and it was no easy task to summarize a lifetime of work that stands tall in my view, comparable with the world's best in the field of furniture design.
I'm glad that you are making a movie on Gajanan Upadhyaya. I think it's long overdue because he is a person who is extremely quiet and silent and doesn't want to speak about himself. But people should know what he has contributed to the field of design, especially furniture.
I think GU is probably the sort of senior most furniture designer in India. He has trained many of the people who are now actually running furniture companies or working with furniture manufacturing companies, right? Having been at NID.
Jew as a person has taught and cultivated, and he's like, he's spread his design ideas and messages or whatever. So the people are there and the thoughts are there. So now we need to interact with industry and ourselves or set up our own industries or whatever to cater to that demand. So Jew has played a pivotal role in having all these people there, as professional in the design, furniture design field.
This is very personal. When he got engaged to Kumudini, the first letter she wrote to him, he still keeps it. Not only that first letter, but all the letter he has kept it. Why I am mentioning this, it is personal, mentioning because his commitment to whatever he does, he is very committed, and that have impressed me the most.
This is in Copenhagen. You can see his hair.
Black hair. I had black hair, huh?
You had? Oh, I don't know. We were so excited to come back home. Huh?
Yes, that is true.
Oh, this is his mother. This is a nice photograph. She was very intelligent lady.
This is, see, a nice lady.
Uti. I'm younger, 4 years younger than you. So I can remember.
11th or 10th standard. I got first letter from her. But then I was so mad because of that letter. I stopped studying, put aside, and I write long letters actually.
But his letters were wonderful because He has a very good Gujarati,
yes, I had a
Gujarati
good control over
literature.
literature.
All this Kanhaialal Munshi, Kanhaialal Munshi, his literature effect, and Pannalal Patel, and he used to read a lot, in library. So he had a very good literary letters. I still remember some of his comparison and all these things, and oh, it was so wonderful.
ના પેલું ખેડૂત સરસ હતું એક જ લઈને તમે માણસ જઈ શકે આવા ગાડું જવા માટે નહીં ત્યાંથી એક કુમુદી જઈ શકે એવું છે ના જવું હોય ના જાજે તને કંઈક પરાણે કોઈ જતું નથી This farm is called Mandiriyu. This part is mine. The other part of the farm comes to my elder brother. And third part is over there, which goes to my other brother, who is in Baroda. But out of three brothers, only I am alive.
As I said it earlier, that he is from village and he used to be in the village working on the farm. Now same attitude I saw him at NID, that many times I have seen him working in the workshop rather than sitting in the chair and designing. It's just like a farmer. Farmer should not go and sit on the periphery of the field. He has to enter into, and that's what I saw. That often he would go with the student on the machine, he will work with them, see that it is realized through. That's a fine aspect of him.
Well, Upadhyay, I think after at least a couple of years he worked in NID, it was decided that he should go outside and get more experience in some other environment, other country. And we knew that Denmark, in Copenhagen, Academy of
Danish Academy, Royal
yes,
Danish.
they have a very fine department of furniture. Anyway, the Scandinavian furniture is very well known, especially wood furniture. So that will be right place for him to go. And he went there initially for I think 2 years training.
I would say that you coming from a rural Gujarat background and going up to Danish Academy has given him a vast understanding and exposure of how society works at a grassroots level and at a very advanced level. And that has given him confidence, I think, that he is working very much at ease. And I would say it's a unique, flexible, creative ability which he has acquired to work in textiles, to work in leather, to work in bamboo, to work in metal, to work in wood and different kinds of woods, and also architecture. All these qualities has helped him in working in different materials, and I think I have also not seen designers in my experience that who are so versatile.
It took me almost a month to attract Paul Caron, my teacher, to my table. He will not look at me, kya padhayega isko. But once he came, there was no student. So then afterward he came always to my table first. Not only first, only my table he came. Good, very nice, very nice. Then I learned so affectionately, he taught me. And I also, while I was studying in Baroda architecture, I was fond of his style of furniture making. In order to learn from him, I have to be really careful. Because it's too powerful and too he is good in metal, very good in metal furniture. He will not make anything of wood. So I thought I must make a wood so that I must not have contradiction. I can easily fight with him.
So, father generally left me alone. Though we would have conversations about design and, you know, and he always expressed his kind of passion for the little things. I mean, he would tell me to a great extent about how two pipes should be welded and how they should not be welded, purely for an aesthetic reason and not really much else. So, from him I learned that sensitivity to that kind of looking at things closely and paying that little extra attention to detail. This is something I really think I learned from him. The other thing I learned from him was also to sort of broaden my thinking into other areas of constructive work, construction, and this very room that we are sitting in right now is something that I've constructed without any expert knowledge, except from a kind of inane sense of structural engineering and civil engineering and things like that, which I picked up not particularly from Mr. Upadhyay, but rather from a sort of attitude that he left me with, that I would question and learn what I needed to learn to be able to do the kind of things that I visualized or wanted to do.
The fact that he was a good teacher I discovered it myself. But all of us, I mean, he had a different individual relationship with each student of his. Because he used to understand what the student's strengths and weaknesses are and then support in a way that it was not like spoon feeding, but it was like encouraging you to overcome your weaknesses and where you were not so strong. And so that way, it was a fantastic one-on-one relationship with each student that he had.
But what happened? You normally draw chair like this, but you forget to see that chair has this way also. Yeah, and there is no strength. There is no member you put around. Because that, and then you don't know how to put it afterward. Then chair deforms. Chair becomes another kind of structure. See, what you have done is this one. This elevation is perfected, no? But the structure is like this. There is hardly member. So this way it will be.
See, each of us grow individually. I mean, there is definitely a lot of him in me because he taught me. Okay. What I've learned from him and what I think was very critical for him was using material and structures the right way. He would never do something extra. It would be just right. It would be functional. It would actually work for that particular requirement. So, being honest to your material form structure is what was important for him. And all his designs actually reflected that. Whatever you see of his reflects that. There is no embellishment, no unnecessary embellishments.
So I also have this vivid memory of me taking an auto rickshaw and going to Upadhyay's house in the middle of the night at about late night, saying, "How could this happen? You know, how can you repeat a year for me?" You know, you're extremely confused at that point in time. You don't know how to deal with it. And he sat me down and he listened to me and then he said, "Listen, you need to this is important for you to do, because if you don't do this, you think in the future years you'll suffer." And I couldn't still fathom it, in the sense I couldn't still make any sense out of it. I said, "I'll do it, but let me not repeat a year. I'll do it in the year following. I'll pay more attention to orthographic drawing." And he said, "No, I'm sorry. You'll have to go through this." So that initial time was very, very difficult for me. So I spent weeks, probably months, I don't know, just being alone in that space, doing a drawing. And the only time that Upadhyay would come by and look at it is when I was working. And you see what had happened by that time is he realized that I was, probably left behind. So he was supportive. He would come by and say, "Are you okay? Everything's okay," that sort of thing. And it gave me, at that point in time, I think that solitude of actually falling in love with furniture. I think now when I think of it, I mean, that back then I really hated it, but now when I think of it, my appreciation for doing drawings of furniture came from that particular incident.
That where he always told us that design should be so simple that when somebody looks at it and they say, I could have done it. You know, this is that when you do something like that and you design with simplicity is true design. So I'm greatly influenced. He taught me how to think.
I had one of the Sardars student. He once asked me, what is my view about arrogance? I said, I like arrogance. Because the arrogance is used for the end meaning is nicer. I use arrogance in my way to protect myself. That I am not influenced, I am not pushed away by people who are very powerful, very influential. So arrogance helped me actually to protect myself.
His very favorite piece of advice to me was arrogance. I think which is why he's brought it up over here also. And he used to, and for the same reason, he kept advising me to be arrogant in a particular kind of way, so as not to get steamrolled. So I think his thing was that he understood his students, and he would kind of he understood the nature and the character of his students, and he would try and give advice accordingly. And so to me, his advice had always been, you have to become arrogant. And then he'd explain what kind of arrogance. No, but some advice is easy to receive and difficult to so I don't know if I've managed.
To be arrogant?
Maybe I have.
You know, Upadhyay's contribution, at least to my learning and my becoming a teacher, was that very often he was always there. Everywhere in our studios, we didn't really, without an invitation, it was not like we had formal meetings, but somehow he always landed up and very bluntly would tell us and tell me and my colleagues if we were not being very generous with students, and because we did tend to be very straight, very strict, but both Upadhyay and Ranjan never hesitated to come and tell us in front of an audience of students when we were being a little too strict, and always encouraging us to tell us be generous. I think in many ways, besides I think the design ethics and aesthetics of design and design fundamentals, I think I owe a lot to Upadhyay's interactions.
I remember joining NID way back in the 70s as a non-designer administrator. I was intimidated by all these designers because they never really wanted an administrator to come and rule their lives. And I remember there was no place for me to sit, and I was made to sit in the library in a small little corner. And I really didn't know, where I was going, what was I supposed to do. I was supposed to do public relations with these people. And suddenly this handsome young man comes across and says that, you're sitting here in the heat. I said, well, this is the place that's been given to me. So then he, since he was looking after the spaces, he identified a place for me and an office for me, which I can't forget, and I'm really grateful to him for that. And then I always admired him as a person who was so young looking. I never even realized he's 82. I always thought he was my age. Wow. That means even at that time he must have been pretty old. He was always vibrant, dynamic, running around and always doing things. I still can't believe that he's 82 years old. I'm amazed.
83.
Okay, 83 is even...
Sir, why did you not sit on the chair and
Well, to be honest with you, this is very good chair. I like this, one of my most favorite ones. But this to me is most beautiful contribution, not for one. I mean, when I say one, you can sit only one person on this. On this, 50% can sit. And there is kind of a props at NID I yet to see anywhere on the campus. Wonderful. And when this was constructed, I was one of those who did not like this idea of making it. Partly I was ignorant, partly it was not explained to us why it was done. Maybe it was done, but I was not aware of. But today, when I look at this, when I enter these greens, the first thing I appreciate is this wall.
Because see, our convocation was coming. So somewhere the slope had to end, and a height had to be given. So this was his idea. I mean, just so it's not eating into a greenery. It is not dominating. So minimal. Do you still have your convocation here?
Yeah. Same.
So you go from one side and come down from the other side, no?
Yeah. It is his contribution. Yeah. Now you have experienced that so many convocations took place here. So many students have literally gone from one corner to another corner to receiving their awards.
So this becomes the way out.
Absolutely.
The chair you see, the table you see, the tray you see, and the swing which you see, also the house which you see, all designed by GU. So in fact, whatever is coming in the frame is designed by GU other than the nature. This is GU.
Sir, one more thing, all is furniture. All are very timeless, but I wanted to know from someone, what is that thing, what makes a piece timeless?
Actually, when you don't know what to take away, and when you don't desire to add anything, then an object becomes timeless. Because in silence, it tells you what it is. When you look at it, you know what its purpose is. So why shout? Why not be graceful and modest? And I think that's what he is.
And Chandra Vijay Singh met me on a corridor, and he never called me Gio. Normal other student calls him. He said, Mr. Upadhyay. Say, Mr. Upadhyay, I want to join furniture, but I'm in graphic now. Can I join? I said, of course you can join, but I don't know mathematics. You don't worry, I will worry for it. If you want to do my furniture, join. That's how he
Yes.
He got our respect. He didn't demand respect. He got it because of the way he would teach or the way he would treat you, including stuff like if you didn't come for class, he would land up in the hostel looking for you. So there was no hiding from him.
I mean, I met him when he was in his 70s, but that curiosity, that learning and that humbleness, it was still so alive.
And also very clear likes and that one I don't like. That one was very, he has this word, clever. Clever is a bad word. If he says somebody is clever, it means smart, too smart.
By anonymous, he usually means that, what designers tend to do is have a kind of stamp. On the contrary, what GU feels is that the best designs are the ones that don't bear anybody's stamp. They are anonymous.
It was always Mr. Upadhyay going it alone and doing it alone, and for some reason always managed to create something that we couldn't really find fault with.
The issue is the furniture part and parcel of the body, or it is an only object to see. And I think that's where he excels. Very graceful.
Thank you.